That was just cut in half at one point.
Oh,
No problem.
no big.
Yeah.
Spit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Like Doc Brown.
Yeah. Gosh, we wrote a lot of old school
Yeah.
movie references. Love it.
Gotta be gentle with it, but firm at the same time.
Do what?
Be gentle and firm at the same. I don't know how to do it. Just
Gentle and firm at the same time.
stop the music
One.
first.
2.
Do what?
Stop the music. Alright, slam it in there. Yeah, we gotta do that batter's box again, fellas.
That's interesting. Oh, they're doing
What are
the
they doing?
they're doing the secondary line out there, I think. Yep.
That starts from there though and goes to the base, right?
No, it starts.
Because you don't need to have a box in the first half.
No, I think he's gonna start it right. Yeah, he's
Okay,
gonna start it
start.
where he is. I think he was trying to make it even. Yeah, it's useless to have it in the first half.
Oh, we got concessions coming to compete with the lemonade stand. Concession's gonna get blown away.
Yeah. Alex Jordan name's on it, right?
Yep. I like that guy's shirt.
Do me a favor and stop by.
Show him, follow him down the line. Show him you, camera. That guy.
Draw on the line.
Or just pan out to everybody.
Oh, he's right behind.
It doesn't matter. No one's watching right now anyway.
Guess who's showing up? Video. Oh.
We're about to get a complaint from the concession stand, folks. Come this way, man.
Is that really what it is?
Bro, we don't even need you. We got a lemonade stand.
Bring a glove just in case any come up here.
Hey, could you announce again?
You have competition today, my friend.
I know the lemonade stand.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I've been asked to announce the lemonade stand and
Then
raising
don't announce
money.
us. Okay?
That's kind of what I was
Like, I mean,
hoping you would say.
yeah, that's fine. It's not a big deal. I was talking with Kevin yesterday, and he said that people who want lemonade or they want a candy, that's probably a good idea just tell them to put it instead.
Yeah.
So,
What do you have that they don't have?
Beer.
everything else but lemonade.
Okay, so you have water, you don't have Coke, you have to have Pepsi products.
Tell them they got Bud Light.
There you go.
Chips, candy, sunflower seeds,
Medical marijuana.
We should get. Now it's a baseball game.
baseball, softball, yeah.
Well, I think I might do that.
Yep.
Alright, see you later. Thanks, DC.
Okay.
Well, thanks for nothing. I mean.
Yeah, thanks for nothing. Thanks for talking it through with me.
Yeah.
Okay, here we
First time
go.
using this. I'm not sure I like it yet. The two computer system here.
I got two.
Good afternoon and welcome to Robbie Jones Field at Dixon Stadium for today's non-conference games featuring the Grace University Royals from Omaha, Nebraska
Sandman.
and the MNU Pioneers.
Yeah.
Today's games are scheduled to be two 7-inning games.
When he starts introducing.
Let's meet the starters
Go.
for the Pioneers. In left field, a junior from Quitman, Texas, number 20, Lindsey Foley. In center field, a senior from Lee Summit, Missouri, number 9, Jordan Eckley. In right field, a junior from Barceloneta, Puerto Rico, number 5, Jeremy Gonzalez. At third base, a junior from San Juan, Puerto Rico, number 17, Kelvin Perez. At shortstop, a junior from Barceloneta, Puerto Rico, number 1, Christian Quinones. At second base, a senior from Edmond, Oklahoma, number 6, Blake Robertson. At first base, a junior from College Point, New York, number 14, Nelson Santiago. Catching is a junior from Tampa, Florida, number 13, Robert Burning.
So Cole has memorized all the
Pitching,
shakes.
a senior from Sealy, Texas, number 18, Brett Evers.
Yes.
Today's designated hitter is a junior from Arlington, Texas, number 25, Logan Tills. The Pioneers are coached by Ryan Thompson. He's assisted by Matt Williams, Patrick Kinney, and A.J. Reed. Fans, please stand. Gentlemen, please remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mid-American Nazarene University. Robbie Jones Field at Dixon Stadium for today's non-conference doubleheader between the great Grace University Royals and the MNU Pioneers. I am Sports Information Director Chad Jenkins, joined alongside my former Pioneer great, Kyle Olson.
Yeah, happy to be here on such a beautiful day for a ball game, taking in my first Pioneer Baseball of the year. But I've been checking box scores and listening to you so far this season. It sounds like it's going really well for the Pioneers so far.
Yeah, we're 12-1. Kyle will be handling the play-by-play today. I'll be screwing with the computer and providing some color. Brett Ebers on the mound today. He is 2-0 with a 3.68 ERA and 14 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 19, and opponents are hitting .288 against him. Yesterday, the Pioneers won the doubleheader 26-0, 11-0, and 15-0. And there were homers flying out all over the place. The wind was blowing out. I don't know if we'll get that same carry today as the wind is blowing more across the field towards the right field corner.
Yeah, this field it plays two different ways. When you get that wind blowing out, it plays real small, but it plays the exact opposite on some of those days. Today it looks like it's going to be somewhere in the middle with the wind kind of just lazily blowing that flag around. Brett Ebers is a good story. He came into the program actually as a shortstop and converted to a pitcher, and he's done a really good job developing into a pretty good arm for the Pioneers.
Defense for the Pioneers. Ebers on the mound. Robert Burning behind the plate. He had a home run yesterday. Nelson Santiago at first. He had a home run yesterday. Blake Robertson at second, taking over for the injured Jason Jones. He pulled a hammy on his way to third base yesterday. Christian Quinones at short. Kelvin Perez at third. He had a home run yesterday. Lindsey Foley in left. Jordan Eckley in center. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs out of the leadoff spot yesterday. And Jeremy Gonzalez in right. He hit a grand slam yesterday.
Ebers has finished his warm-up pitches, and he is bringing the first delivery of the day to leadoff hitter Zach Powell for Grace. And it is a ball that went low and inside, little arm side run for Ebers. Powell is a sophomore from Texas City, Texas. He's playing center field today and batting leadoff for the Royals, and he takes ball number 2, a little high and outside. Ebers thrown out of the windup here. Gets one in onto the hands of Powell, and he fouls it straight back. First strike of the day for Ebers. Always nice to get that one out of the way.
I bet. When did you play?
Played 10 through 13. Way back when.
Yeah.
Feels like a long time now. I'm definitely out of shape. Ebers, a 2-1 delivery is a breaking ball high. Those first 3 pitches were fastballs. They were trying to get that dialed in, and a 2-1 breaking ball goes off. So Ebers has been a little wild this year.
He has 8 walks in his 14 2/3 innings. That's when he gets in trouble.
He does. 3-1 delivery to Powell is a ball. Another one, the arm side there on low. Ebers looks back at the mound and looks like just a little uncomfortable early. But those first inning jitters are very common with pitchers.
Batting second.
Second up for Grace will be Javon Davis. Davis is the left fielder, and he's batting from the left side here, so Ebers will throw from the stretch now with Powell at first base. Decent lead by Powell. Ebers comes set. Davis shows bunt, and he does bunt it, and it goes past the third baseman. Picks it up, throws the first, gets the out. Here goes Powell making a run to third, and he's there, and he is safe. Powell, that is great base running as the Pioneers. Perez was pulled off the bag for the bunt, threw across, and Powell realized that nobody was covering third, and he was in a foot race pretty much with Quinones to third, and he beat him.
Quinones was the only one paying attention, but it's not his job as the shortstop. It's got to be Burning and Ebers both.
I was going to say, yeah, as a pitcher, too, you pretty much replace the third baseman when he picks up the bunt on that side. So now early, Ebers in a little decent amount of trouble here as Tony Austin, the third baseman for Grace, will hit with the runner on third and 1 out.
And he can swing it.
And that first pitch is a good fastball in the outside corner, and Austin swings through it. Grace not picking up any runs yesterday, but they're getting maybe a little fire under them here and starting off pretty well.
Infield back. No need to
Ebers
give him a free base runner this early in the game.
agreed. Yep, Ebers buzzed the fastball that just missed on the inside corner under the hands of Austin. 1-1. Ebers throwing out the windup with runner on third. Ebers 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball in the outside corner for a strike. Good pitch there by Ebers, dropping that in. This is now the infield comes in here with 2 strikes.
Yep. What am I doing?
So Ebers looking for a big strikeout here to keep Powell from scoring that first run of the day. The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. Good block by Burning, and the runner Powell will hold. Ebers 2-2 here, back-to-back breaking balls. See if he blows a fastball by Austin here, or if he can.
You got to try to climb the ladder here, I think.
Another breaking ball, another one in the dirt. Burning and get to play. And now we're at a full count. So this is actually not the worst situation if you're going to lose a guy like this and get a force at second base at least. So
he had 2 hits in game 1. I think he had another in game 2,
Mhm.
and he took Phil Graham deep to the wall.
yeah, batting the 3-hole for a reason.
He can swing it. He's a nice player.
Ebers the 3-2 pitch to Austin is a fastball, and he just drills it down the left field line, but just foul. Powell had to jump to get out of the way, and we will stay at full count.
That's a good pitch from Ebers, trying to get in under his hands, but Austin, a good hitter, got to it.
Yeah, he's got some pretty quick hands. Ebers got that first one by him in the outside corner, but after that, Austin's been kind of all over that fastball. See if Ebers goes back to the breaking ball here, full count.
Very Pujols-esque in his setup.
Mm-hmm. Ebers with the breaking ball. It's out, strike 3. I was going to say it was outside.
It was.
But it actually looks like caught the corner there, and Austin is down on strikes. Now 2 outs, and the Pioneers will relax and go back. Their defense will move back. Good breaking ball there.
Tough break for Austin. That's one of those NAIA strikes that's on the left-handed batter's box.
Yeah, it looked like he was tracking it the whole way, and then was pretty surprised to see that be a strike. Kevin Brown will step in for Grace. He's a first baseman, batting from the left side. So far, Grace has gone right, left, which makes it tough for the pitchers to find a focus point. But he gets that fastball by Brown to get ahead in the count.
I was trying to think yesterday who this guy reminded me of, and I finally settled on Darrell Ward.
Oh, yeah.
For all you, this is for early 2000s. He was a player for Houston and Pittsburgh, launching balls into the Allegheny occasionally.
Well, let's hope he doesn't do that here right now.
Yeah, that would be very far.
Ebers missed on a fastball. He's 1-1. The 1-1 delivery is another fastball, and this one's high and inside. And that is ball 2. Well, Ebers, a little bit of rustiness here early, but not bad as he got ahead with that nice breaking ball to Austin, got him out. So here we go. Ebers is 2-1 to Kevin Brown. And that's a fastball right down the pipe, and Brown swings through it. And that was down in the zone, too. Good to see that there. Ebers has a 2-2 pitch here coming. Let's see if he sticks with that fastball. Here's the delivery. Is that fastball in the outside corner and swing and a miss. Kevin Brown is down. So early jitters for Ebers, but he battles out 2 huge strikeouts. And the Royals leave a runner on third base, and the Pioneers will now get their crack at it.
We'll show you that bunt play again. I'll try to find that.
The concession stand inside the gate today is from Natural Baseball Academy here in Olathe, which also serves as the winter home of MNU Baseball. The 12-year-old NBA team is raising money today for Alex's Lemonade Stand. Alex's Lemonade Stand raises money for childhood cancer research.
All right,
They
here
have
is
lemonade,
the
water, Coke and Diet Coke,
the
chips,
bunt play.
candy, and sunflower
The bunt was
seeds.
nice
All
to
that you
third.
need
Now
for a
watch.
baseball game.
Burning and Ebers both have to be sprinting towards third.
And Burning less so because if he vacates home plate, and so does Ebers if they both go to third. So it really is the pitcher. I know Coach Thompson preaches it a lot. If you're not just a spectator out there, after you throw the ball, you got to go somewhere. So that's just, again, Ebers as we said he was a shortstop at some point. You know, he's not exactly a born pitcher, so some of those things just take a little bit longer to go through.
Here's the strikeout to end the inning. We'll get this going, see where that was. I think he climbed the ladder on him.
He did. I think it went a little high and outside. Not too far off, though.
set up away, and he got it there with a little elevation. You're not hitting that pitch.
And Ebers, he throws decently hard
Yeah.
and it's a nice warm day, so that arm's probably pretty loose. That was a good spot there. It's hard. Yeah, you're right. It's hard to reach that pitch there.
Whoops.
On the mound here for the Royals is Nico Oropeza.
If that name sounds familiar, it's because he started both games yesterday.
And he is a sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska, 6'1", 215. I have him listed at big boy. And what did we see from him yesterday? We'll see again here today.
We saw Eckley leave the yard on the first pitch that he threw. I doubt we'll see that again. He should probably stay away.
Yep. Something breaking that first pitch.
But he's a thumber. He a lot of little two-seamers fading away, fading into righties. And
Okay. So Jordan Eckley here will step into the box, the leadoff hitter and center fielder for the Pioneers, like Chad said. Left that yard yesterday on the first pitch, and he's looking to see if we can score some first-inning runs here for the Pioneers after Eber shut down the Royals in the first. All right, Orpez is ready to go here, and he's out of the windup as well with nobody on base. Kicks and delivers the first pitch of his game. And it is a fastball down the middle that Eckley drives into left field for a base knock. So just like he started yesterday, a little less of a boom, but still a great solid line drive over the shortstop's head. And the Pioneers have something going here in the first already.
Hitter number 25, Logan Tills.
And Logan Tills, the Pioneers' designated hitter, will step into the box from the left side. Oropeza in the stretch, as Eckley has a pretty solid lead there at first base. Oropeza kicks. Eckley goes. Pitches outside. Ball is bobbled by the catcher, Gray, and Eckley will slide into second base without a throw. So just like that, Tills has a runner in scoring position and nobody out.
Tills comes into the game. He struggled yesterday, only went 3 for 8.
Oh, yeah, tough
And
day.
his average dropped to 525.
Oropeza looking back at Eckley, deals. A little fastball in the outside corner. Eckley swings through, Tills swings through it.
Tills had a little bit of a hard time against Oropeza yesterday. He struck out and just didn't look very comfortable. When I played, I didn't hit well against soft tossers like this. And
Lefties.
Tills might be the same way. Yeah.
Lefties against these soft righties try to pull everything like he did on that last pitch, and that thing was, 6 inches outside. So
Right.
this is a different baseball than when I played here, because when we had runner on second, nobody out, we bunted every single time.
Right.
So this is a different team that Coach Thompson is running out today. A lot of power. Eckley, a pretty solid secondary lead there at second. I think
He's measuring it for sure.
if he gets anything that he likes, I bet you he takes third here pretty quick. Tills takes that ball high and outside. He's got a 2-1 count. Looking to drive the ball to the right side to get Eckley to third.
Yeah, he'll be looking to pull here.
Tills swings and misses at a high fastball. And Oropeza's got 2-2 count on Tills, looking for a huge strikeout for him.
It just doesn't look like Tills is comfortable against Oropeza for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Just doesn't fit his eye. See if he can come back in this at bat. Obviously a great hitter at 525.
Mm-hmm. Oropeza kicks and deals a 2-2 pitch, fastball on the outside, and it is a ball, so we'll be at full count. Catcher Gray trying to pull that in, make it look like a strike, but it definitely missed on the outside, in the outside batter's box there. Tills has a full count now.
Leads the team in walks and HBPs, 7 and 6 respectively.
All right, looks like he can find a way to get on base here and move the runner. Full count pitch on the way is a fastball outside for ball 4. And Tills will be on first base here. Eckley on second, Tills on first, and Kelvin Perez, the Pioneer third baseman, coming to the plate.
Batting third baseman number 17, Kelvin Perez.
First time in the 3-hole this year, or probably ever for Perez. He's usually a 5, 6, 7 guy. But Jason Jones, the normal 3-hole, hurt his hamstring yesterday. He's not available today. Perez will not be bunting here.
He will not. Oropeza here. Oh, he is bunting. Look at that. Squares the bunt, puts it down at third baseline. Gray picks it up, throws the first, and Perez is out, but did a solid job moving both the runners. So a sacrifice bunt for Perez.
The catcher throw that or the pitcher?
Catcher threw that. Tristan Gray made a good play, getting out pretty quick and throwing out a decently speedy Perez. And I think manager Kim Karabatsos is going to put on Santiago, and he is. In the NAI, you do not have to throw the 4 pitches, so he just points, and Santiago takes the jaunt over to first base, and now the bases are loaded for the Pioneers with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Hit a grand slam yesterday.
And it's going to be Jeremy Gonzalez, the Pioneer right fielder, hitting from the left side as well. And now he's got the bases loaded and 1 out.
I would have bet my children that Perez would not have bunted there. I'm still dumbfounded and shocked.
And Gonzalez takes a healthy hack and fouls it back on that first pitch, and he's down 0-1. Yeah, it's interesting that we had second base, nobody out, and they don't bunt. And
Right.
then
Well, with Tills, you can just pull the ball and move them over.
right,
And
but then you get the
hope for that
3-hitter,
bonus.
and they do
Yeah.
bunt. Very interesting. Corners in here for Grace University, and Gonzalez hits a fastball hard to right field. Right fielder looking up, and it is gone. Jeremy Gonzalez drills a fastball to right center, and it got out of here in a hurry, and the Pioneers take an early 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Second grand slam in as many games for Gonzalez. He's like, yeah, go ahead and walk the guy in front of me. That's fine.
Yeah, that's always they say in like the big leagues, it's a sign of disrespect if they walk the guy in front of
Right.
you, and Gonzalez seemed to not appreciate that as he drills that ball. Right fielder took a couple of steps, looked up, and it was gone.
Wow.
So Nico Orpiza in a little bit of trouble, and they got the bunt, they got him over, intentional walk, and then Jeremy Gonzalez made it hurt. So now the bases are empty for Robert Burning. With 1 out here in the bottom of the first, the Pioneers stake to an early 4-0 lead.
Oh, replay. Oh, come on. I better have gotten that. I got one job today, and I'm screwing it up.
Orpiza, a little breaking ball is fouled down the left field line for Burning. Way out front of that one. He needs to sit back here, as Orpiza's not bringing as much velocity as some of the other guys I've seen this season.
I better not have missed it. Come on.
Orpiza deals 0-1. Fastball. Drill down the right field line this time. Burning fouls that one off.
I did get it. Oh, no, I didn't.
Burning down 0-2 now as Orpiza looks to get settled as he's got nobody on the bases, nobody to worry about for Grace University. Kicks and deals the 0-2 pitch. Little breaking ball high. Burning not having it. As he's still behind 1-2 here in the count. Burning looking to start the rally back up for the Pioneers. Takes a fastball way outside for ball 2.
I've got 1 minute to capture the previous minute of replay, so I missed it.
It was just a grand slam.
Yeah.
I'll just recap it for everybody. It wasn't that exciting. He crushed the ball. Everyone cheered. 4 guys ran around the bases.
Yeah.
Burning swings way out front and fouls it back. And he is still locked up at 2-2 with Orpiza.
I was like, cool, Olsen's going to be here. I can focus on replays and whatnot. No, I'm just totally screwing up the whole thing.
I don't want to say I called it perfectly, but
did.
It sounded like, a big deal. I guess not. Burning here, locked in a battle with Orpiza, has fouled a couple off.
But boy, did I tweet it. Sure got that taken care of.
There you go. It's 2015 or 2016. Sorry,
Something.
that has to happen. So,
Right.
Orpiza gets that fastball low as he is now falling from 0-2 to full count here for Burning, who's doing a good job fouling pitches off and being patient. Full count delivery is fastball low. It's a good at bat there for Robert Burning. Went down 0-2, fouled a couple pitches off, and battled back to a walk, which is exactly what you want to see from a guy that needs to get on base here towards the bottom of the order.
Jordan McLeod, courtesy runner at first base.
The speedy McLeod here. Let's see if he will take second base. Kind of everybody who knows him probably thinks that's going to happen.
He's 9 for 10 on the year stealing bases. He will definitely be going. But I thought we wouldn't bunt, so what do I know?
That's true. Lindsey Foley batting for the Pioneers on the left side. He's the left fielder as a ball gets thrown in. I believe that was the grand slam ball. Looks like some runners out there. Is that the cross-country team?
What?
No, just some kids. Oh, it's Alex Lemonade Stand kids, right?
Oh, they were running after that ball.
Yep, trying to get the grand slam. Good stuff.
I found Eckley's home run ball by my truck in center field when I went out there to set up the
that's
camera.
And McLeod does go, and Foley hits one through the hole that was vacated.
Oh.
McLeod rounding second, and he will go. So McLeod ends up on third base as he took off, and a big hole vacated by the second baseman. Foley hits a decently hard-hit ground ball as it gets through, and McLeod stands up on third, and Foley cruises into first with a base hit. The Pioneers have first and third and one out here in the bottom of the first.
Christian Quinones comes up.
That is outstanding execution, as when you take off from first to second, that hole vacates. That's all you need to do is just kind of pop one through, and that was perfectly done. Now the Pioneers will try to execute once again on first and third, most likely sending Foley and either trying to draw a throw or just taking the bag outright, as Christian Quinones, did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Quinones swings here. Takes a fastball low and outside. Quinones is a shortstop, batting in the 8-hole. The Pioneers all almost recycled through the lineup here in the bottom of the first.
We won't go from third, so just get the runner at second.
Big lead from Foley. Does not go. Quinones takes a ball low as he's ahead 2-0 here in the count. See if Williams dials anything up here at third base for the Pioneers. He does not. Ball is hit to the shortstop. Bobbles off the right side of his wrist there and into left field. And Quinones will be in on the air by the shortstop, Yoshi Mortensen. And Jordan McLeod scoots in for a run. Pioneers now lead 5-0, and still only one out here in the bottom of the first.
Batting ninth, second base, number 6, Blake Robertson.
So Foley ends up at second, Quinones at first, and Blake Robertson, the Pioneer second baseman, will hit with one out and runners on first and second in the bottom of the first. Robertson looks like he was squaring a bunt there. Takes a fastball well outside. Pretty late square, so I don't know if that was maybe for a hit.
Probably.
As with one out, it doesn't always benefit you to give up an out to get guys over.
Robertson on the year hitting 400. He's 4 for 10. Limited action.
Very good. And he is bunting, and he's going to get it here. I think Robertson pretty speedy, and he's got it. That's a really great bunt, as the first baseman was in for the Grace, but third baseman was not. So Robertson lays it down towards the third baseman, Tony Austin, and absolutely beats that out, and that's going to be a base hit.
Well, Eckley hit 3 home runs yesterday. We've hit a grand slam already this inning. I have not seen 2 grand slams in one inning, for the Pioneers anyway.
I don't think I have either. As Robertson with the bunt hit now leads the bases, as we have Foley, Quinones, and Robertson on base for leadoff hitter Jordan Eckley, who singled on the first pitch of the game. And he takes a fastball high and outside for ball 1. First pitch he's taken for Pisa, right?
Probably. He's been swinging at the first pitch all day yesterday.
Good. I like my leadoff guy to do that. As Eckley here sees a 1-0 pitch and takes this one high as well. Oropesa in loads of trouble here in the bottom of the first. 5 in, 3 on base, 1 out, and he's down 2-0 to Eckley.
Eckley trying to keep himself controlled right now.
Yeah, you know, a walk here will do the job, as he's ahead 3-0, and I think if I were him and Coach Thompson's in that dugout, I'd be taking a pitch here.
I think he gave him the takes on him. Not sure.
Oropesa looking to settle down here and get a strike across. And he does, right down the middle. Eckley kicking himself for taking it, but happy that he listened to Coach.
Following orders.
So now he will let one loose, 3-1 if it's anywhere close. Oropesa comes set, kicks and deals the 3-1. It's a fastball in the outside corner. It's a dribbler through the right side, and it gets through. 1 run comes in. Here comes the second one. Throw is cut off, and 2 runs will score. Foley and Quinones in from second. Robertson goes first to third on the single. Eckley with 2 RBIs on his second hit of the day, of the inning. And Logan Tills now will come up for the Pioneers, who have a 7-0 lead here in the bottom of the first, and still only one out.
Designated hitter number 25, Logan Tills.
Is some action in the Grace bullpen. We'll get that information for you here in a second as Tills bats for the second time with Eckley on at first and Robertson on at third. Tills drives one down left field line. It's going to hook just foul as the lefty, everything tails towards the line. So when the lefty hits it down there, it's going to hook. So
I think he might be trying to go that way. His swing isn't quite on point against Oropeza, so I think he's going to try to let it get deep and try to go the other way with it.
Left fielder was playing farther off the line than that here as he moves over. And after that foul ball, Coach Kim Karabatsos will come out and talk to Oropeza, and the infielders will join him. All right, so in the bullpen for the Grace Royals is Dalton Cheever, a sophomore from Douglas, Wyoming.
This has been the rotation. They start Oropeza, and then Cheever comes in, and then they go from there.
Looks like the Pioneer trainer is going to come out and look at Oropeza, who's pointing to his right shoulder, his throwing shoulder.
Well, he's like, I've started 3 games in a row. Do you have anything for that?
And the Grace bullpen kind of heats up as the trainer looks at Oropeza.
He's thrown 29 pitches, 15 strikes, 14 balls, 7 runs on 5 hits for the Pioneers. And it's just demoralizing for a team to come in. They got blasted yesterday, so they're already feeling down. And then they have a chance to score in the first inning with their best hitter and a runner on third with 1 out. Can't convert, and then boom, 7 runs in the bottom of the inning. You already feel like the game's over, and you're just going to try to make it to game 2 and start over. But it's really demoralizing for a team to come in like this.
And on the other side, you have the Pioneers who 2 huge wins yesterday, and by huge I mean a large lead the whole game.
Right.
And it's easy to get overconfident, to get a little lazy, and to let a team back in them. And then we look over at Brett Ebers here, who's had a lot of time in between innings. I mean, he threw 15, 18 pitches in the first inning, and he's waited at least a half hour here to throw again. And so it's kind of hard to keep focused when you're a starter and you have this much time in between innings. We'll see how sharp he is. Pioneer trainer continues to look at Oropeza, and he's coming back towards the dugout, and the Grace Royals will bring in a new pitcher, and it is Dalton Cheever. He will come in relief of Oropeza with a couple runners on base, so the book is not closed yet on Nico Oropeza. And I believe Kelvin Perez will be awaiting the new pitcher.
And Kelvin Perez is the only one who made an out, but it wasn't an at-bat, so the Pioneers are perfect at the plate right now.
It was a really quality sacrifice bunt.
And it was a strange I've never seen the Pioneers use their 3-hole to bunt in the first inning.
Yeah, a good bunt there, and then a Blake Roberson bunt as well. So the Pioneers executing outstanding so far in this first inning. This is kind of exactly what you want if you're Coach Thompson.
Absolutely.
Cheever gets as many warm-up pitches as he needs here, as the pitcher substitution was actually due to injury. Normally he'd get his 7.
Right.
But he can go as long as he wants, and that's a rule through all baseball in the big leagues as well. So that's why normally we'd go to commercial and try to sell you something. But
let's fire up a commercial.
Yeah. Okay.
I really don't think my parents believed it when I told them. The first in a family of 7. It wasn't in the blueprint for me. Sure, there were obstacles. More than anything, I needed a place. I needed a place that would help me to believe. From the very first day of my degree program at Mid-American Nazarene University, I knew the focus on faith, the commitment to excellence, the level of personal care, this was different.
The Pioneers may enjoy even better,
Right.
or it depends on what kind of hitter you are. But a lot of guys struggle, like you said, with the slower throwing pitchers, and you're so geared up because when you practice all week, you're practicing for 85
Sure.
to 90.
I'll tell you what, what's on my mind right now is Fernando Tatis. Remember him for the Cardinals?
Yeah, I do.
And he hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
That's right. Goodness.
Gonzalez is only a few batters away.
Yeah, Gonzalez is 2 batters away. Eckley and Roberson on base.
That would just be something to think about.
Yeah.
2 grand slams in 1 inning.
Man, that would be pretty impressive.
It's happened once in the big leagues in history. I assume it's never happened in the NAIA, but who knows?
On the other side, you got Perez, who's made the only out, and if he makes the next out, too, I'm
Right.
sure he's going to get some razzing in the dugout.
Right.
You don't want to be that guy that makes 2 or even 3 outs in an inning if it comes back to him. I don't know if that's ever happened.
I doubt it. Plenty of guys have done the 2. I've seen
Yep.
that plenty.
Yep.
I remember Johnny Damon hit a single, double, and triple in the first inning a few years ago with Boston.
That's pretty impressive. That's
They scored 14 or something in the first, and he got 3 ABs.
goodness. That would be a lot of fun. Tough to be on the other
Yeah.
end of those. I think I've been on them, though.
Nah, we won't bring that up. You relieved in
I
the
was
middle of one of
only,
the-
yeah.
You
I
relieved in one of those innings.
I actually
remember.
only threw an inning in that one, so it was already like 15-2 when I went in.
It was
just
well
saying.
out of hand.
Exactly. But I do remember, before I went out to the mound, Coach Thompson looked right at me, straight face, and said, "Keep it respectable."
You failed.
And I
miserably.
wanted to say, I wanted to say something like, "It's already 15-2," but I said nothing and walked out there,
Right.
or jogged out there. But he was dead serious.
Well,
I
what you want in that spot is just someone to throw strikes.
Right.
Don't start walking guys.
Right,
'cause
and
no
I
one
threw
wants-
strikes.
You did.
Whether they got hit or not, they still count as strikes, everybody.
And one of those strikes just now landed.
Yeah, it was all right. I guess I could see it. So I was wrong. Sorry, Logan Tills is still at the plate. I forgot. They had thrown a pitch to Tills, so he's down 0-1 in the count for
Okay.
Cheever. Rarely do you see pitching changes in the middle of an at-bat, but because of the injury to Oropeza, we see now Dalton Cheever. And Cheever's first pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
And whatever happens this at bat, it's on Cheever. If he strikes him out, if he
Right.
gives up a hit, it's on him. It doesn't go to Oropeza.
So now Tills down 0-2. Looks like a changeup on the outside corner. It's going to be a ball. Just fades a little too far outside. Cheever looks, comes set. Eckley still on first. Roberson on third. Throws another breaking ball high, and that's ball 2. So Tills now evens up the count with 1 out. Let's recap what we got here. 1 out in the bottom of the first. Pioneers lead 7-0. 2 runners on, and Logan Tills at the plate. Cheever's 2-2 delivery is a fastball in the dirt. Nice pick by Tristan Gray. That saves a run as Blake Robertson was barreling down the line. As the count is now full, 2 Tills.
I've got Robertson at third, Eckley at first. Eckley's 2 for 2 this inning.
Mm-hmm. Cheever's fastball. Actually, that may have been a changeup as Tills swings through it for out number 2. Good full count pitch there as that was down and away. A tough spot to take and a tough spot to hit for Cheever. And so now the Pioneers finally are at out number 2, and Kelvin Perez comes up.
Do you feel yourself almost rooting for Grace at this point?
Well, I wouldn't say rooting for them, but, rooting for them
Right.
to get out of it. I felt bad a little bit for Oropeza because I've been in that situation before, and it's not fun.
And we do have basketball at 7. We need to get out of here.
There
at some
you go.
point.
There you go. But Cheever looks good as he's come in here and struck out his first batter he's faced. And he's got Perez, who was the only out until that last one. As a pickoff throw. It was actually kind of close over first base. And Perez went down as a sacrifice bunt. I think it was a 2-3 sacrifice. And he will get his first opportunity to swing away here with 2 outs and a runner on first and third. Another pickoff, 3 in a row for Cheever as he's looking at Eckley.
And if we weren't going to run with Tills at the plate, I don't think we're going to run here either.
Right. Yeah, with the left-handed cover there. And Eckley takes off right on cue.
Jeez, I'm just way off.
And Kelvin Perez fouls it back, so Eckley will jog back to first base as the second perfect call by Sports Information Director.
I'm usually right on the money with this stuff. Well, I mean, with Tills, you stand pat to keep the hole open, I guess.
Right. I think Eckley can get it either way.
Right, but I thought they were going to just kind of be like, okay, it's 7-0, let's calm down.
Right.
But it is still the first inning, so there's no rules as far as blowouts go yet.
True, not in the first. Interesting there is I think Perez is just ready to hit. Even though the guy took off, he's like, no, his fastball's down the middle, I'm swinging. Perez takes a fastball way outside this time for ball 1. It's tough when you see everybody else getting hits and your first time up, you were forced to sacrifice bunt.
Right.
I'm sure you're ready to get up there again. And
there's a slight possibility he did that on his own.
That's true.
It's very slight.
And this time, the runner takes off here. I think it was Jordan Eckley took off, and the ball was in the dirt, so no throw by Garay. And Eckley stands up into second, so now there are 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs for Perez. He's got a 2-1 count, looking to extend the 7-0 lead for the Pioneers here early. Takes a 2-1 delivery, fastball way outside, as he is now at 3-1. Nelson Santiago on deck for the Pioneers, looking to get his crack at new pitcher Dalton Cheever. 3-1 delivery to Perez. It's a fastball for a ball. Just a bit low.
Okay.
So Perez 2 times up and no at-bats. Love baseball.
Go. How about a walk to Nino and then another grand slam? I'll root for that.
Nelson Santiago here batting from the left side off his first at-bat off Dalton Cheever.
I don't like how my center field camera's positioned. I usually can see second base with it. We'll figure it out. Game 2.
There you go. Everything good happens game 2.
Yeah.
As Santiago takes that first fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. His first time up, he walked and scored a run. He scored on the Jeremy Gonzalez grand slam. 0-1 pitch is driven to second base. 1 hopper picked up, thrown across, and it's just off the glove of the first baseman. 1 run will score. That's Robertson coming in from third.
Oh, here we go.
The throw didn't look that bad. I think it may have just come off the first baseman's glove. Kevin Brown there.
I'm giving an error to the second baseman.
So with that, Pioneers now lead 8-0 off the second error of the inning, 1 by the shortstop, 1 by the second baseman. And we bring up Jeremy Gonzalez, who made a little noise in the first inning by driving a ball to the right center field fence for a grand slam, as he has a bases loaded here again, this time off Cheever. And the first pitch is hit hard to second. Good candy hop off the mound and flip to second for the 3rd out of the inning. And the long first inning is over for the Pioneers offense, who scored 8 runs on 5 hits and 2 royal errors. And after 1, the Pioneers lead 8-0.
Oh, man, I got to figure out earned runs. Are you kidding me?
2 errors. And after 1 inning, Pioneers lead 8-0.
No earned runs for Cheever. That's easy.
So George Brett Ebers will come back to the mound for the Pioneers after a long break. And been in his position before. Those long breaks are tough as your body tightens up a little bit, and it's easy to lose focus as the Pioneers have a lot of guys coming in and out of the dugout scoring runs. But Ebers will try to focus back up here in front of a pretty good crowd on a beautiful day here in Olathe, Kansas. As the Pioneers had their home opener yesterday, and this is their first Saturday of the season. It's a little bit easier for people to get these Saturday games at noon than the Friday games. And lots of people sitting in the sun here. So Ebers will face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in this Grace lineup. It's going to be Matt Malema, the second baseman, Yoshi Mortensen, the shortstop, and Tristan Gray, the catcher. Melema. I apologize to the Melema family. Matt Melema will be leading off here in the top of the second inning. George Brett Ebers will get back on the hill after the long break, long layoff, and see if he can get the Pioneers back in so they can hit again. Ebers kicks and deals his first pitch of the inning. It's a fastball. Melema fouls it off down the left field line. And Ebers ahead 0-1. It's a good start there after that long layoff. Getting back and pumping a fastball right down the middle. Melema, the second baseman for the Royals here, as he gets a fastball up and actually fouls it back. Tough pitch to catch up to, but he did a good job just under it. And Ebers ahead 0-2. Making quick work here of Melema. Right-handed Ebers looks in for the sign. Kicks the 0-2 pitch. A breaking ball high, leaves it up for ball 1. See if Ebers goes back to the fastball here as he was successful on those first 2. Catcher set up inside, pumps a fastball, misses high and outside, as we're now even at 2s. Robert Burning looks over for the sign from the dugout, as usually Coach Thompson calls pitches for the Pioneer pitchers. Ebers a little high and a fastball outside as he has fallen now to full count. From 0-2 to a full count, he needs to focus back up here and put away the leadoff hitter of this inning.
I actually think Thompson's given up the pitch calling duties.
Has he really?
He's does Kinney do it?
Ebers high again with a fastball, and this is kind of what we're talking about here after that long layoff.
Yeah. Your
body gets tight, you lose a little focus, and you lose that first guy after a quick 0-2 count. So Melema on base with a walk, and Yoshi Mortensen, the shortstop for the Grace Royals, will come up. I believe when I played, he called pitches through the pitching coach. So he let the pitching coach do it, but he sat right next to him, so if he wanted to change anything.
Yeah, he's got final say for sure.
Although it didn't always matter because some of those more arrogant pitchers would shake off. So I'm not saying I did that, but I did a lot. So Mortensen steps in for his first at-bat of the day. Ebers from the stretch pumps a fastball inside corner and swing and a miss for Mortensen. Good pitch there by Ebers in the hands.
Yeah, Yoshi Mortensen. Loved his name yesterday.
Mm-hmm. It's a good baseball name.
Yeah.
Ebers comes set here, the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball at the knees and on the outside corner for strike 2. So two good pitches by Ebers.
That's a tough at bat for Yoshi, swinging at a pitch that he can't hit and then taking the good one.
Yeah, you get a fastball in on your hands and then a fastball out over the plate. You got one of those a little bit easier to hit than the other. 0-2 from Ebers. It's a fastball. Mortensen hits it to right field, and he got it. Lazy fly ball there to right. And Jeremy Gonzalez kind of scoots underneath of it as it hung up for out number 1. Runner Melema stays at first as he couldn't go far with Gonzalez right behind him.
It was a nice play from Jeremy Gonzalez as he's playing very shallow.
Yeah, with the right-handed hitters up, he plays in really far because it's really hard to get hit a ball, over somebody's head the opposite field, especially with a guy like Ebers who throws a hard fastball in on the hands. And there's a great fastball in the outside corner for Ebers. He looks like he settled down after those first couple high fastballs of the inning.
Tristan Gray now to the plate, and this guy is an Evan Gaddis clone. Look at this guy.
Yeah, he had no batting gloves. He got the big beard.
Yep.
I love it.
He even stands like him.
Yeah, he does. I wish that bat was made of wood just right now. Ebers breaking ball outside. Just misses. As Birding tries to frame it up for the umpire.
Colin Starr in the house. Former battery mate of yours, right?
Speaking of framing it up, right? Colin Starr, one of the...
That dude could catch.
That is a great catcher right there. Ebers out with a fastball and gets that one on the outside corner as well. So Ebers starting to settle down and look real sharp on that outside corner. As he's ahead 1-2 to Gray with the runner on first base. And 1 out here in the top of the second. Ebers looks in for the sign from Burning. Kicks and deals. Breaking ball. Freezes the batter, but it was just high, I believe, is what home plate umpire is saying.
Yep.
As definitely had the knees buckling there, but could not pull the trigger there, the umpire. That's all right. See if Ebers goes back to that fastball again. This time in on the hands. And he does. Ball is squirted to the right side. Over to second for 1. Back to the pitcher, Ebers for 2, and he got him. George Brett Ebers. Good fastball in the inner half. It's poked over to the first baseman, Santiago. Flips the shortstop for 1, and Ebers covers. A beautiful 3-6-1 double play, and the Pioneers are out of the top of the second with no runs, no hits, and nobody left after just the walk by Ebers. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. Pioneers up 8-0.
You don't see that a lot. The old 3-6-1. That's nice.
Yeah, normally if you get a 3-6, it'll be a 3-6-3 because the first baseman can just turn and go right back. But it pulled him to his right, and he could not get back. And Ebers was fast getting over there. We talked.
Former shortstop.
I would say we talked earlier about him not covering third. I'm sure right when he went in that dugout, Coach Thompson said something, and then right there he covers first base beautifully. So
let's watch it again. Here we go. Evan Gaddis, a little shank towards first. Nice little pickup from Nino.
Yep. Perfect throw to the shortstop there. Pulls him right on top of the bag. And then Ebers is right there.
Nice.
Great communication there on that right side by the first baseman and the pitcher. Ebers got to yell something so Santiago gets out of his way so that nothing happens over there. That was a pretty good looking play there by the Pioneers.
Yeah, and I got that replay and missed the grand slam. So
if you love pitching and defense like I do,
yeah,
that's okay. And I only love pitching and defense because when you have lots of offense, I get embarrassed.
Right.
I don't know if you remember the Ottawa game that I threw I think my junior year.
Good grief.
We
They
won.
all run together these days.
We won 18-11, and I threw a complete game
Was it
and
here?
gave up 11 runs. Nope, it was at Ottawa.
Okay.
The wind was blowing out that day. It was the day that Benny Allison hit those 2 home runs in the same game. It was.
I didn't travel back then.
Nope. I'm glad that one was not on the air, guys,
Yeah.
because 11 runs on like 15 hits. It was ugly. I remember having a mound visit from Coach T, and nobody was warming up, and I had given
Well,
up
that's
like
the kind of
9
pitcher
runs.
you were, though. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to throw a complete game and give up 11 runs, there's something to be said for that. It's
Yeah,
it's
we
not
didn't have a
necessarily
bullpen.
It's not necessarily something positive to say, but there is something to be said for it.
I just remember like somewhat being demoralized, but also thinking we're winning, so I'm not sure
Yeah.
how mad I can be.
Right. Anybody who would have come in would have given up 17. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I guess I could say that. Robert Burning leading off for the Pioneers at the bottom of the second. Off relief pitcher Dalton Cheever, who did a good job getting out of a jam for the Grace Royals in the bottom of the first. Cheever staying in this stretch with nobody on base like some relievers like to do. Throws a breaking ball into Burning for a ball. Burning walked his first time up as well. So he's looking to swing the bat here his second time through. And he takes, looks like another breaking ball. I think a change up that time because that was low for ball 2.
yeah, that's the next step in video streaming is getting the miles per hour up on the screen.
A
Yeah.
little K zone and everything.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely need that. It'd be a little bit bigger in the NAI level than it is when you watch it from
Right.
the Royals.
Yeah. The K zone would be
It would be the batter's
It
box.
wouldn't fit into the screen.
That's a good point. Burning takes, we're just joking, of course, people, but Burning takes a ball on the inside there. He's up 3-0 in the count. And Cheever kicks and deals 3-0 pitch down the middle for strike 1. And Burning will look to let it loose here 3-1. And Zach McLeod in the house, the older brother of Jordan McLeod.
Yeah, your teammate, right?
Yep. A couple teammates here. Colin Starr, Zach McLeod. I think I only have like 3 left on this in this program. So Burning takes a ball in the dirt for ball 4 and hustles down to first base for his second walk of the day. And I believe that will be a Jordan McLeod sighting. Every time Burning gets on base, we get the courtesy runner.
Yeah.
And Jordan McLeod, outstanding base runner, will hop out of the box, or out of the dugout, and on to first base.
Left fielder, number 20.
Lindsey Foley will come up for the Pioneers.
He singled in the first inning and scored.
He'll bat from the left side. The Pioneers have a great balance of right-handed and left-handed hitters, which makes it that more challenging for the pitcher. Good lead by McLeod. Takes off on the first pitch. Foley drives one to center. It's fading a little bit to the left field hole, and it is caught by center fielder Zach Powell. And McLeod, who took off on the pitch, will have to hustle back to first base. So Foley hits it decently hard, but a little too high as he got underneath it just a bit. Normally you'd like to see him take that pitch so you can get the runner in scoring position, as McLeod definitely had second base stolen.
Sure.
But you can't fault him for being aggressive. Christian Quinones up for the Pioneers, the shortstop, with McLeod on first and an out here in the bottom of the second inning. And Quinones here will look to see if he can maybe take a pitch and get McLeod here in scoring position so a single can knock him in. Cheever holds and picks over to first. McLeod back in pretty safe.
I don't think so either.
The aggressiveness of the Pioneer base runners makes it, again, that much harder on the Grace pitching staff here. It's not just power, but man, it's tough when they're taking bags. As McLeod takes off and the pitch is fouled back, looks like a hit and run as that pitch was low and outside.
No.
I'm hoping that's a hit and run. Interesting.
I know that Coach Thompson doesn't like the hit and run very much. He uses it sparingly. And again, he had the base stolen, so it's not like he needed to protect.
Yeah, that's back-to-back times where Jordan McLeod definitely had second and the batter took a hack at it, that time fouling it back, so now 0-1. McLeod almost picked off first base. I froze for a second there because when Dalton Cheever picked over, McLeod was twitching the other way.
He was going the wrong way.
So I waited for a second to see what the umpire would call, and he was in just safe. See if Cheever picks over again after the close one. He holds, throws over, McLeod back in safe once again. That looks like a perfect lead. Don't go another inch farther.
All right. The Pioneers at this point might just be working on things like hit and run and getting an aggressive lead, and just, I mean, this game is decently in hand. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the non-conference matchups. As another time, McLeod takes off, and Quinones swings and fouls it back. So that's the third time McLeod has taken off to second base and had to jog back nicely to first. He's got to be getting tired on this nice warm day here.
Right.
Yeah, the non-conference schedule here early in the season before anything, really it matters, but not as much. This is the time to get your guys in, get your pitching staff some work, and get your guys some strategic work here. This time McLeod doesn't go. Oh. Pitch hits Quinones on looks like the shoulder. Just barely scrapes him, but it counts.
And he was diving too, and that pitch was almost a strike.
Yeah, it looked like it was coming back, I believe. And so McLeod scoots over to second. Quinones on first, and Blake Robertson.
You got it.
I've been calling him Roberson all day because I played with Robo, and that's what I called him every day was Robo. So, unfortunately, I don't even know his real name. Nicknames are in baseball. It's ridiculous, really.
Everyone's like, Blake. We don't have any Blakes on this team.
We called him Block A after that YouTube video for a whole month, and Block A takes one off the hip. And the two hits batsmen on back-to-back pitches for the Royals, and the bases are loaded for leadoff hitter Jordan Eckley, and it looks like
the coach wants he wants us to get out of the way.
Yeah. Blake did not move a bit, not into it, not out of it. He just froze, and that ball hit him on the thigh.
And the rule is, in the last couple of years, you do have to move. It used to be you couldn't get in the way.
Right, you couldn't go toward it, but you also didn't have to go away.
Right.
Now I think they're pushing it towards you have to at least attempt.
You got to do something.
Which attempting is such a vague term, so those poor umpires have no idea, which I don't blame them. It's tough.
Right.
So.
And if someone throws it right at you, I don't think it should be your responsibility to get out of the way.
And the way this coaching staff coaches, if it's coming at you,
Grand slam.
you take this thing and go on base.
Yeah.
Dalton Cheever, his first pitch to leadoff hitter Jordan Eckley, his third at bat of the day, has a couple of hits already.
Eckley is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. He had 10 yesterday, and he's got a chance for a few more right now.
Bases are loaded for, I think, the fourth time for the Pioneers, and a curveball is hung. Eckley drives it into center field. Zach Powell underneath it. Here comes McLeod from third, and the runner will go from second. So a sac fly from Jordan Eckley scores McLeod for run number 9.
Another RBI.
And Christian Quinones tags from second to third as the ball was pretty deep in left center field. Powell makes the play, hits into the cutoff man, and the Pioneers have first and third with 2 outs, and they have added to their 8-run lead now toward 9.
Yeah.
Logan Tills will be
No.
pinch hit for, by Zach Atchison.
Tills, he hasn't looked comfortable. So in the game that's
Yeah,
well
that's
in hand already, get Zach in there and get him some at-bats and let Tills try again in game 2.
That's very true. Atchison, the senior right-handed hitting Atchison here is in with 2 runners on and 2 outs. Takes the first pitch down the middle, takes a good hack at it, and fouls it back. Don't waste any time if you're pinch hitting.
No.
So you may not be up again.
He'll stay in there as the DH, so he could get a couple more at-bats this game.
Good.
He's hitting .500. He's 1 for 2 with a single.
All right, Atchison, another single here, would drive in a run. Quinones from third with 2 outs. Eckley holding at first. And here comes the 0-1 pitch, the breaking ball, blocked very nicely by Tristan Gray, the Royals catcher, to save another run. I've said that a couple times. He's doing a pretty good job back there. I think haven't really had a chance to talk about him, but Gray doing a good job behind the plate.
And it's tough to stay in it when you're getting smoked. I mean, this is the 3rd game in a row.
Yep. Cheever throws the pitch, and it's drilled up the middle. Almost goes off Cheever as it scoots into center field to Powell. And Atchison drives in, run number 10 for the Pioneers as Quinones comes in from third. Atchison absolutely hammering that ball up the middle.
He did.
Cheever did a good job really getting out of the way, protecting himself there as that ball was hit well. So Kelvin Perez now will come in with Pioneers first and second with 2 outs. Pioneers now lead 10-0 on the Atchison RBI single. Cheever's first delivery to Perez, a swing and a miss. Perez, a very healthy hack at that one.
He got fooled on that.
He did. I think it was a little change up there as it dipped at the end, and he swung well over top. Catcher Gray set up outside. Cheever breaking ball right to the back of Perez, and I mean square in between the numbers.
Right.
And Perez will take first base. Atchison will move up. Blake Robertson. Robertson. See, now I'm having you do it.
Right, you got me wrong.
Robertson will scoot over to third, and Nelson Santiago will hit, I believe, that for his second time with the bases loaded.
14,
Yes.
Nelson Santiago.
We could call him Blake Powers if he's going to take
That
Becca's
he may
name.
take her name. That's true.
It's a cooler name for sure.
That's a great. And Santiago drills one, the first pitch into right field, and it's gone. Nelson Santiago takes a breaking ball, first pitch delivery from Cheever, hits it down the right field line, stays fair, and the second grand slam of the day for the Pioneers as the lead is stretched to 14-0.
Yikes.
Santiago wasting no time, finding something he liked down and into a lefty is dead red. Turns on it, and the right fielder looked like he had a beat on it, but it just scooted over the right field wall. Not by far, but it counts. As Jeremy Gonzalez now, speaking of grand slams, steps in with a 14-0 lead. Cheever, fastball on the outside corner, fouled back by Gonzalez. Pioneers continue their power stroke here early this season with 2 grand slams today. Gonzalez takes a fastball in the dirt for ball 1.
All right, I've got the grand slam queued up. I did get this one.
All right. 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
No.
In baseball, that's 500, and we'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Jacob did one too.
Gonzalez looking at a 1-1 pitch here from Cheever. Hits it to the first baseman. High hopper. Brown grabs it, flips it over to Cheever, and he's got him. And just like that, the Royals are out of the inning. The Pioneers.
Just like that.
It looked like it was going to be a little bit easier for the Royals here as they had 2 outs and only 1 run in. But the Pioneers explode for 4 more and end up with a 5-run inning on 2 hits. And after 2, Pioneers lead 14-0.
All right, here's the replay for Nino. Oh, I meant to do it.
Got a breaking ball down. That's the left-handed. That's the graveyard there for lefties. Do not throw lefties down and in because they love
play it at regular speed if I can. There it is. That's incredible that he hit that pitch. That's not that bad of a pitch.
He
had him out front.
That's not something where you think a guy's going to hit a home run. Maybe a single to the right side, but, man, he did a great job. That's just strength right there.
Wow. 14-0. See, I mean, I know the 10-run rule is not allowed anymore, and so we're going to have to play this whole thing out, and it could get – I mean, when do you stop? Yesterday it was 11-0, and then 15.
Yeah.
It's already 14 here after 2 innings.
Right.
Yeah, they need to come up with something because I know that the 10-run rule is abolished, and I like there's good reasons for that, but it needs to be 15 or something.
Yeah,
you can't just sit here and score 25 runs.
20, yeah, something. Yep, I totally agree. It's not really fun for anybody.
No.
I mean, the Pioneers may be enjoying it, but they're right now thinking about some other game in their season. They're thinking ahead.
It doesn't help anybody for sure.
Yeah. The only guy maybe helping here is Brett Ebers. He's getting some good work in with no pressure, and it's nice for him kind of to get he's thrown some really good games this year.
And that's why they abolished the 10-run rule.
Right.
So you can do stuff like that and get other guys in who don't play and stuff like that. But when it gets up to 15 and 20, come on.
Ebers is pegged as the number 3 starter here in this rotation, and that's a really important spot as the Pioneers have a really, really great 1-2 punch.
Jeez,
and so,
your face, man.
And so Ebers is going to be really useful here in those four-game conference series. Speaking of watch your face here, that Josiah Howard squares the bunt and gets a fastball in by the chops, and he fouls it. Surprised he actually got a bat on that thing. Bearing in hot. 0-1 pitch here from Ebers. Is a breaking ball high. He hasn't been able to get that breaking ball down except for that first inning strikeout. See if Ebers continues to work that, see if he can get it down. Howard, the 8-hitter in this Royals lineup, his first at bat of the day, swings through a fastball a little bit behind for George Brett Ebers.
Yeah, it's a rough game when your 8-hole has not hit yet.
And you're down 14-0.
And the other team's 5-hole is 2 for 3 with a grand slam.
Yes. And swinging a miss, strike 3, Brett Ebers drills a fastball right by Howard on the inner half. And that's the first out of the inning here, and we'll go to Dalton Cheever, who's on the mound. Royals batting their pitcher. And this will be his first at bat of the game as he's in that spot for Nico Oropeza, who started in that spot. And Ebers making quick work of Howard. Veers into Cheever and throws his first pitch. There's a breaking ball in the outside corner, strike 1. Cheever swings through that one.
Especially, they're the visiting team. So this is their 3rd time through.
That's true.
And our guys have hit 3 times. I mean, it's
not good.
No.
Ebers 0-1 pitch, the fastball in on the hands, little dribbler right to him, underhand, flips to Santiago at first for out number 2. The shortstop in Ebers gets to come out and make a play.
Sure. Like Chris Medlin out there.
Just like me when I was out there.
That's right.
Except for I wasn't athletic at all.
Or right-handed.
Or right-handed.
Or 6'3".
Yep. Coach Carabazzos talking to leadoff hitter Zach Powell, who's coming in for the 2nd time today, walked to lead off the game and ended up at third base on actually a really great base running play by him.
That's right. Whose glove is this? It's been up here for 2 days. Oh, I'll keep my hand out of it then.
No, you're good. I'm a pitcher.
Right. You guys are all finicky about that.
Ebers throws a fastball low to Powell.
Some of them are.
Powell looks at a 1-0 pitch here, drives it up, and a great play. Blake Robertson, how about that? A line drive. Robertson gets up and makes the play for out number 3 as the Powell probably the first hard hit ball for the Royals, and Robertson takes it away.
No T. Robertson. Bloque. Just call him Bloque.
Bloque. I will do that. Words are hard. This isn't a very good job for me.
I struggle sometimes with words.
Maybe I should have a different career, actually. This isn't good. But
no, you're fine.
But very quickly does Brett Ebers go through the lineup here. He went 8-9-1. And we're out of the top of the third, and once again, the Pioneers will be hitting. It feels like Pioneers have been hitting the whole time I've been here.
Let's watch Tollefson make this nice play here. Slow-mo.
You know, a pretty good swing on it for Powell. That's two good at-bats he's put together and a good base running play. Just Blake takes away the single here with a nice athletic play. He's never been said to be unathletic, I'll tell you that. He's a speedy,
He's a good player.
speedy second baseman, got a lot of athleticism in him.
All right, we got some changes here.
Yeah,
Number 3 is at first base. He's always been there.
We got a pitching change. See if I can find a number. Okay, so number 9, Yoshi Mortensen, has moved to the mound for the Grace Royals. And we're trying to get some other changes for you here.
Where did Cheever go?
Yep, 44. Dalton Cheever has gone to right field.
Where's number 11?
He went somewhere. I think he's on the trainers.
Yeah, he's over on the trainer table.
So they're just going to play with one outfielder.
So it looks like Josiah Howard, the right fielder, has gone into the on the trainer's table there. Not sure. We'll try to get something, see what's happened to him, as he is replaced in right field by Cheever. And it looks like center fielder Zach Powell has moved to shortstop. And we are missing
Zoom in on the left fielder. Get his number quick.
an outfielder here for the Royals.
Are we giving them a player? Well, the cable's written.
There's going to be a meeting here at home plate between Carabazzos, Coach Thompson, and the home plate umpire as the Royals look to be maybe a player short as number 11, Josiah Howard, is on the trainer's table.
Thank you. Not all the way.
Not sure what the conversation is about, although I'm guessing it's about the lack of players that the Royals have on the field right now, one short.
Wow, St. John, you have to be so loud. It's disrespectful.
Where's number 11? He's in the
11's on the trainer.
Yep, 11's on the trainer's table. Two outfielders for the Royals.
College baseball game. You can't just throw out the other team's players or something, you know? They can play with 8, and then that guy's out every time. That's true. You're right. If you got 8,
Me.
we put on a Grace uniform.
So here we are in the bottom of the third inning.
10 looks like he's got eligibility. Put him out there.
And the Pioneers lead 14-0. The bottom of the third. We have yet to lead off the third. If the Pioneers do lead off, it'll be Robert Burning. And we're in a home plate conversation here with Coach Thompson, Coach Carabazzos, and the home plate umpire. As I'm not sure at this point what they're talking about. We do know that Grace has an injured player in Josiah Howard, an injured player in Oropeza.
They're really hurting this season. They had a really good team last year. They came down here and we split.
And we are not sure yet.
We barely split. It was what? We beat a really good pitcher 2-1.
2-1.
What is happening?
They threw 2 good arms at us.
See, this is how I do it, you know. See, I'll put that short side a little bit back in the grass a little bit.
Well, yeah, you put your opposite field middle infielder in the outfield, and you keep switching. Some beer league softball, we can give them a player.
So yet to have an update for you. As it looks like the field umpire has now joined the conversation, which I still don't know what it's for. I'm going to try to get you some other Hack Conference scores here. And we'll We'll start game 2 here in about 30 minutes. So the Pioneers win game 1 14-0. Grand slam by Santiago. Grand slam by Gonzalez. Brett Ebers with 2 scoreless innings and no hits. And Pioneers moved to 13-1 on the season, Grace to 0-7. And we will start game 2 here in about 30 minutes, and we'll get you lineups and everything when we come back.